John Boy's Bait Shop here, bringing you my top picks for August. August in my area of the world is the start of fall transition. You're going from the hottest water in your lake of the year. It is starting to cool down. Fish are going to start moving into that fall transition. It hasn't really kicked off yet. It's still more summer, but it's starting to move into a fall transition. I'm going to go over the different baits I like to target them on all tiers of the water. Top, middle, and bottom. Alright, so starting off right here at the top, I really love a spook if I can catch them chasing shad. You throw this around bait schools and just pop it, work it slowly around the bait schools. They will eat this. And this one right here is a Lucky Craft Sammy, one of my favorite spooks to use. Moving on to the frog baits, I use these around cover. I throw them around matted weeds that have popped up. We get a lot of that in some of our lakes that have heavier vegetation this time of year. And if I'm in real tight heavy cover, I prefer one, just a traditional frog style bait. This is a rat right here by Live Target. The Live Target Field Mouse, excellent bait. If it's a little more open, I like a poppin' frog. I still use it around cover, but if it's not as tight a cover, I'll use a poppin' frog. This is the Spro. Moving on, to my last topwater technique, if they're real active on topwater, or I'm trying to cover a lot of ground on top water, this will work around cover or open. It's a buzz bait, and this is my favorite trailer right here for a buzz bait. This is the Z-Crawl by Zoom. I just like the way these little tendrils kick in the water. These legs, they kick really well right behind the bait, create a flapping action. Fabulous. Next thing I'm going to talk about is moving on to the middle section of the water column. I like a jerk bait. And depending on the angle of your bill, it's going to move to different depths. These are Lucky Craft pointers. This is a Lucky Craft 78. I started using this littler size more this year. It works great, gets you lots of bites. If they're a little bit deeper, this is the Lucky Craft Pointer 100 DD. And it'll get down to this fish that are 5 to 7 foot deep. This is more anywhere from 1 foot deep to 4 foot deep, let's say. Next thing is another jerk bait. Some people may not think of it as a jerk bait because it's a more finessey jerk bait, but this is the Zoom Super Fluke. Definitely is a jerk bait. This time of year, I love a nice shad colored one. Other times of the year, I'll throw a green and red, but just recently, Gamakatsu came out with this hook last year. It's the ringed Superline 2-aught. This hook right here, your loop knot will not fail you because it has a forged ring on it. I've found no better hook for working a fluke than that right there. Next thing in the middle of the water column, this is moving a little bit faster, a little more power, a little less finesse. I love a chatterbait. My two chatterbaits I like to use right here is the jackhammer, the black and blue jackhammer, green pumpkin jackhammer. Depending on the lighting, I'll pick different colors. But I like to use a full-size trailer on this one. And this right here is the Mini Max. This one's a sleeper. When they're not biting the bigger chatterbaits, use this one with a 3-inch trailer like the Yamamoto Zeko Shad. Great, great bait. This will get you bit when this one won't. Still in a power technique, but you can't work it as fast. And in years past, this was my absolute go-to. It was good old spinnerbait. When they're on shad schools, you can't beat a double silver blade, but in a little low lighting, I like that one big gold blade. You can use different types of trailers on it. This is more of like a kicking trailer, and this is a boot tail trailer. They both work. It's just different situations. I'm throwing this around shad schools. I'm trying to kind of cover area with this one right here. Now stepping into the bottom area. We got jigs. Jig bite is starting to really heat up this time of year. Fish are still up shallow. You can use a pitching jig, a structure jig like this one right here. Works great with a full-size trailer around heavy cover. Or something more like this, a football jig. The football head of this is more for covering ground out deep. You get this to the bottom and the shape of the head makes it kick side to side. Traditional, just a fish catching bait right here is the Texas rig. And I got two different presentations of it right here. Here's a finessey Texas rig. I throw this on a spinning rod. This is the Zoom Trick Worm. Great on a Texas rig, but Texas rig is great because you can throw almost any soft plastic on this. It'll work great. This is another way I like to use a Texas rig, and this is very different. This is more of a pitching rig. This is a tungsten weight, 3/8 of an ounce. I'll go up to even a 1/2 ounce. And you see that's got a big old 6/0 hook in it. I pitch this right around heavy cover, and this is for some big bites around heavy cover. Now stepping into the real finesse, when fish get very, very hard. This time of year, the shaky head starts to come and play big time. Here's the shaky head with a trick worm, bringing back that trick worm presentation again. Just presenting it a little differently on the bottom, popping it, giving it little shakes, good old shaky head. And of course, all year round, the Gary Yamamoto Cinco, the Cinco will get bit. I like to rig it wacky. That's my favorite way to rig it. Another finessey way to rig it is take one of these nail weights, put it right in the head, and you can rig it Nico. Both are great. It's just if you're trying to get to the bottom a little quicker, for me anyways, that's when I go to the Nico. When I'm trying to be a little bit more finessey, like just get that flutter real good, that's when I use the wacky rig. When fish are real hard, it will still get bit. Some of your fish are going to start to move out deep. That's when this starts to come into play. Right here I got the robo worm. The robo worm right here is great for a drop shot. It's probably one of the most famous drop shot worms out there. And a good starting point is an 1/8 of an ounce all the way up to 3/16. Depending on if you're just trying to get deeper, you might want even more weight. And this hook is a stand-up drop shot hook. This is my favorite drop shot hook right here. And then the last one I'm going to touch on real quick is I'm going to touch on the Ned rig. The Ned rig right here. I like this hook because I've had the smaller hooks bend out on me and fail on me. They call this the power hook? I'm not sure the name of it. It will be in the comments. And you rig this with one of these good old Ned type baits right here. You can just sit and cut down a Cinco. This is a little bit of a kicking Ned. I believe this is the hula sticks. But you just rig it right through there. And that's it. Alright, that's done. I think I need to